When Jared Goff got traded to the Lions, when you are traded, okay, and
that's a former number 1 overall pick.
Right, former number 1 overall pick. And you are traded for another quarterback. And you also come with first-round picks. Okay?
You were kind of the throw-in.
You're basically now being viewed as, you just said, a throw-in. Because the Rams getting Stafford traded their starting quarterback who had been to a Super Bowl and was a former number 1 overall pick and gave draft capital to the Lions with their quarterback. I don't know how many times we'll ever see that again. Ever. And the concept was, at the time, Sean McVay, offensive genius, which he is still viewed as, rightfully so, looked at Jared Goff and said, he ain't it. And the Lions were like, Stafford wants out. Clearly, it's now time to part ways. And we'll see if Goff is it, but we're hedging our bets. And at the time, I don't think there's any human being on the planet that does what we do for a living here on this program, anywhere, thought that Jared Goff would get another contract with the Detroit Lions for market value plus. Nobody thought that was possible. Period. End of story. And nobody thought that the Detroit Lions would damn near make the Super Bowl with him. And nobody thought that if it did happen, it would have possibly happened just last year. And nobody thought that Detroit Lions fans would be chanting his names at Tiger games. Okay?
That was hilarious.
So this has become an absolute love affair between the Lions and Jared Goff. And yesterday, when we had Brad Holmes on this program, and I asked him his philosophy on signing players early, because, again, I'm digging for information on roster building, because that is going to be the conversation about your Dallas Cowboys, which is always a conversation in our world, until they sign Dak, CeeDee Lamb, and Micah Parsons to new deals. Because the longer they wait,
the more it's going to cost.
The more it's going to cost. For Dak and CeeDee Lamb, there's Justin Jefferson sitting out there. And Micah Parsons, there's always going to be some pass rusher, elite pass rusher who's going to get paid. Everybody's got one. Everybody's in search of one if they don't have one. They're trying to draft one. So the longer you wait, the price is going to go up. And that's why I asked Brad Holmes about Amon-Ra St. Brown. You made him the highest paid receiver in the league until A.J. Brown became that the next day. And he kind of hemmed and hawed, didn't give an answer. Because who knew at the time? They were crossing T's and dotting I's with Jared Goff on a monster $200 million deal.
Baby.
Plus.
Baby.
170 of it guaranteed. 212, the New York area code.
Dang.
That goes a lot further in Detroit than it does in L.A.
It sure does.
Oh, yeah.
And congrats to Jared Goff, who proves... So that's Jared Goff getting this deal in the same offseason that Baker Mayfield got his deal, that first overall draft choices can go somewhere else and have a heck of a career to the point where you're getting paid like this.
Yep.
And right now, there's only one quarterback in terms of an annual per year, the APY, as they say, average per year.
Yep.
Only one quarterback making more than Jared Goff on that list right now, and his name is Joe Burrow. Burrow makes $55 million on an average per year basis.
Yo.
Goff is at 53, Justin Herbert at 52.5, Lamar at 52, and Jalen Hurts at 51. 3 of the 5 on the screen have been to a Super Bowl. The only ones who have not is the 2-time MVP and reigning MVP of this league in Lamar. And the Chargers, with Justin Herbert, have yet to win a playoff game. They've made one playoff season. He was up by a ton in Jacksonville, and we all know what happened. And so keep this up on the screen for the moment, if you don't mind. This is the way it goes. You draft one top 5 or have somebody like Jalen Hurts making a Super Bowl, and you then have to pay that individual the record amount that you're paying him. And you do it before the other team does it. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, Herbert got paid before Burrow, Hurts before Lamar. Actually, Hurts and the Eagles solved the Rubik's Cube for the Ravens and Lamar. Yep. And you're basically doing it on the come, hoping that somebody can bring a Lombardi trophy, that Justin Herbert's going to do it. If it doesn't happen with a certain coach, you swap him out for Jim Harbaugh, and you find out that today is the day. Okay? So these are the $50 million APY club in the National Football League. You're looking at the 5 of them. And you could sit here and say Jared Goff isn't deserving of it. It's too expensive. The price will only continue to go up. Goff had to get done eventually because you saw the love affair between the town and him. You see what he's doing for Amon-Ra St. Brown and the rest of that offense. You have it all built around his skill set already. He has shown you he can do it in this town. He damn near took him to the Super Bowl last year. He has taken a team to the Super Bowl before. He can definitely do it again. Don't take the cheese. Period. Interestingly enough now, let's take a look at 6 through 10 in this list. Mahomes is 6th. Want to talk about a bargain deal? 12-year deal. They constantly are redoing it. Okay, so with the latest adjustments, his APY is $46.3 million a year. $200,000 more than Kyler. Okay, 46.1. Deshaun Watson, it is time. You want to talk about staying healthy? Ohio quarterbacks that you're wondering about health?
Well, it's now or never
now. It's time. And they're sitting at $45 million is Kirk Cousins with a rookie right behind him. More on that later on because he showed up on Bussin' with the Boys.
2-year deal.
We'll see.
2-year deal.
And then Josh Allen. You want to talk about a bargain as well. $43 million. Just only a couple million more than Daniel Jones. So I'm just pointing out here the going rate for quarterbacks, and the Chiefs have got it the best, which is your guy is the best quarterback in the National Football League, may wind up being on the Mount Rushmore of the National Football League if he isn't already there already. And he's not even in the top 5 in annual average. That's nutty. That's crazy. And the other 5 guys that you see on the list here, Kyler Murray made one playoff season. The Rams boat raced him. Deshaun Watson has not shown up healthy or without baggage for the Cleveland Browns. This year is huge, and that's why I think the league recognizes that. Threw him in Dallas for week 1 on Fox. Kirk Cousins in the Andrew Brandt Business Hall of Fame, Sports Business Hall of Fame. I mean, how many playoff wins does he have? 2, right?
Kirk Cousins?
Just 1. I think he still has the 1 win for Minnesota in New Orleans, right? So, and then there's Josh Allen, who everybody believes has Super Bowl written all over him one day to finally bring it to Western New York. So put Jared Goff in this mix now. He's top 10.
Got to win.
He's top 2 in terms of average per year.
Kirk Cousins
for quarterback.
1-4 in the playoffs.
So you're spending the money on hoping that you can catch lightning in a bottle. You're spending the money for young quarterbacks that you've already seen some otherworldly ability, hoping that just keep it going and we'll build around him. And the first one, you take a look at the list here. How many guys have swapped teams and have been left for dead? because they got traded to a spot with first-round picks. And then wound up getting paid like this. And that's why I'm rooting for Jared Goff, too. So don't throw Justin Fields out, or anybody else yet. Never know. Just wind up in the right spot, and maybe they'll be chanting your names in baseball stadiums, too. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.